Hello and welcome to another lesson of Bootstrap. So in this lesson we will learn how to use the navbar or how to create the navbar. So first of all, let's create the header tags here. Okay, now between the header tags let's create a class. Let's create a nav tags with the class navbar space navbar default. Okay, and let's give it a role of navigation. If you go to the browser, you'll have this light gray navbar. Okay, this is what we create with the class navbar default. But because I want to put it at the top, let's take this out and let's take the container out as well. Let's put it here. Let me save this, refresh, and there it is at the top. Okay, cool. Now let's create a container inside the header tags. Okay, let's give it a class equals container. And all the components inside your navbar, we're going to put them inside a container. Now let's create a new div with the class navbar header. Now the navbar header will contain the logo. So inside or between the inside the class navbar header, let's create an anchor tag, and here with the class equals navbar brand. Okay, and here you can type logo. Okay, let's save this. Let's go back here, refresh, and oops, the logo is out of place. Sorry about that. Obviously, we have to take this nav here, which is the closing tag, and put it down here. Okay. And this will be, let's take this out. Let me save this. And refresh, and there it is. Okay, so this would be the logo. Now let's create a button for the responsive version. So let me just create here button type equals button, then class. The class is going to be navbar toggle, and here let's type data toggle equals to collapse. Let me save this. Now here as a data target, I'm gonna use an ID of example nav collapse. Okay, now inside a button I'm gonna do span with a class of icon bar. Okay, and let me copy this and do it 3 times. So we have 3 span classes, okay, with the class icon bar. Now, if you go back to your browser, you can see the icon. If I resize the browser, you'll see that you'll get an icon. There it is. Okay, and this is the icon that you usually see in responsive websites whenever you resize your browser. If we click it, for now, nothing happens. So let's get back to the code. Now, for accessibility purposes, I'm gonna put here another span. It's glass SR only, and here I'm going to type toggle navigation and close the span. This is a text that will be read by screen readers only. Okay, now down here I'm going to create a new div class with collapse space navbar collapse and an ID of example nav collapse. Now here is where you want to put anything you want as content on your navbar, links, drop-down menus, whatever you want. So let's start with some links first. So first let's create a URL. And the URL is or has a class of navbar nav. Let's create one li and another one with an anchor tag in it. Here let's type link 1 and here link 2. Okay, so let's save this. Let's get back here, refresh, and there it is. Okay, link 1 and link 2. If you want to add an active state to link, just type here class active. Okay, refresh it, there it is. Okay, active. You see it has a background a little darker. What about forms like a search box, for example? Let's create a search box on your navbar. Now, just right after here, URL, let's create a form. Action and a class, and here let's create navbar form navbar again, and let's align it to the left and roll search. And inside the form tags, let's create a div with a class form group. Let's create here an input with a class, input type text and a class form well, /control and placeholder of search. If you don't know, placeholder and its value is what you'll see inside the input, okay? So let me save this. Let's get back here to the browser, refresh, and there it is. Okay, cool. You can also add here a button type submit, right? Let's give it a class as well. btn default, and save this. In here, let's type submit. Let's refresh, and there it is. Okay, cool. If you want to move the form to the right, you just have to change this to right. And refresh, and there it is. You'll have that on your navigation. Now, as you can see, whenever you resize your browser, the icon box that we created, basically what it does is show you elements that you can't see at this moment. So if you click here, you'll see the links and the search box. Okay, so all the elements inside the navbar that will disappear when you resize the browser, you can see them by clicking on the icon. Okay, so as you can see, you can put anything that we've learned previously here inside the navbar. Now there's also other options that you can use for your navbar. You can fix it at the top. Let's say you are scrolling down and you want your navbar to be always there. So to use that, or to have that fixed bar, you just need to change here after default, navbar default, and then you need to type navbar fixed. Okay, and you can either use for on the top, fixed on the top, or on the bottom. Okay, another cool feature that you can use is to set the navbar to have a black background. And to use that, just type here the navbar inverse class. Save this. Let's get back here, refresh, and there it is. Okay, cool. So that's all for now, and see you guys in the next lecture.